Filters don't just boost or cut frequencies like EQs, they take out whole chunks of the sound, which lets you shape the vibe in a really creative way. So what happens is if you turn it left, I've got filter on here. If I turn it left, that's actually the low pass filter, and it removes the top half of the EQ, so the highs, and also a little bit of the mids. Then if you turn it to the right, that's the high pass filter, and that removes the bottom half of the EQ, so it removes the lows plus some of the mids. And centered here is no filter, so that's a clean signal. Now, as you turn the filter further to the left or the right, it's carving out more of the track, and the sound gets thinner and it gets more affected the further you go. Now, most mixers or DJ software lets you adjust how intense the filter sounds using the parameter knob here. So what happens if I've got it like at 10 a.m., let's say this is like a clock straight up to midnight, so that's 10 a.m. That's actually going to be quite clean, okay? And I like comparing having it there to kind of a similar sound that the EQ gives you. So for instance, let's say I take the bass out there, have a listen to that sound. But then if I take out the lows here by going to a high pass, that sounds very similar. Have a listen. So you got that there, and you got that there. Okay, but you can also turn the parameter up, and if you go past midnight, the further you go past midnight, the more crunchier it sounds. So have a listen here. If I go there, you get like a little bit of it gets a little crunchy and a little bit more textured. So I usually set my parameter to around 10 o'clock for smooth transitions, similar to the EQ. And if I want a bit more texture or grit, I actually go past midnight. Now, in some of the examples coming up, I actually sweep the parameter knob during the transition. So honestly, man, there's no right or wrong way. Just do what sounds and feels good for you. To get a really good feel for how filters work and how they compare to the EQ, a great way to start is by mimicking how you'd normally use the EQ, but with the filter knobs instead. So what I'd start off by doing is let's emulate a bass swap. So when you're bass swapping, it's typically reducing the bass for the one you're going to bring in, you bring up the volume, then by swapping the basses, you make your new song dominant and you put your other one in the background. So what we can do is let's set the parameter to 10 a.m. Because we want to reduce the low frequencies, we actually go high here. So high, it's a high pass filter, so it kind of gets all those high sounds, but we want to cut the lows. So I take that out a little bit, okay? Then we can bring up the volume, and then instead of swapping the basses, we actually then switch out the lows. So we're playing with the high frequencies here, so I bring that in, and I actually take out the high frequencies. It's a great way to start. Another really cool way to use filters is to have the filter knobs turned to 10 AM, okay, to reduce the high frequencies, or you can actually turn it to 2 PM. And instead of using the filters to kind of sweep in and out, what we can do is we can have them set to where we want, depending on what frequencies we want to remove. And then we can activate them for both channels simultaneously by hitting that button, turning them on, and then actually then turning it off. So what we could do is, in some of these examples coming up, this will take out those high frequencies. So I could actually say, I'm going into this song, I could reduce my bass, be coming in, and then right before my transition point, apply the filter that's going to pull back, create space. I just swap the basses, and then actually I've kind of hidden the bass swap within the filters themselves, and then bang, you hit it and it comes on. Then say this song's my exiting song, if that's still a problem, well then I could just reset this one to usual and just start filtering this out to get rid of those high frequencies, or you could hop on here manually. I really think this video, it's about developing that relationship between using the EQs and the filters together, and really kind of knowing that those guys have a relationship with each other. And by morphing them together, we can take your transitions to another level. Whether or not you use the high pass filter to cut out the lows, or the low pass filter to cut out the highs, is totally up to you. But the key is really to start mimicking what you'd normally do with the EQ. And over time, when you get a feel for it, right, like honestly, what you use, like the EQ or the filter, man, use them both together for more dynamic transitions. Let's go. If two tracks are fighting for space, so let's say you've got vocals on vocals, or perhaps busy percussion parts or overlapping melodies, you can use filter to temporarily reduce one of them so both tracks go from being a mess to actually complementing one another. A really common example, and a problem that I've had sometimes with mixing in my new track, is let's say I'm mixing further in and my new track's got a lot going on and it's coming in and clashing with the song that's already playing. And let's say then I'm working up towards my transition point, but I've got vocals on my new song. Now in the past, right, I'm kind of like holding back on the EQ, and then when it gets to that transition point, doing a lot with the EQ and really kind of like, you know, going crazy with that. But with filters, you can chill out a bit, okay? You can wait until closer to your transition, then sweep out the clutter and then let the new track slide in. It's kind of like your new track's going to appear out of nowhere. You can slide the other one out with their filter as well, and then bang, it's going to make it really, really cool. Now, using filters is also a lifesaver when you're freestyling or jamming on the fly, especially with tracks you don't know inside and out. So let's say you're jamming and things start to clash, so you've got vocals on vocals, or it's just starting to get messy. You can do a quick filter sweep and clean it up instantly, and that's going to give you space to adjust without killing the energy or the vibe. Anyway, want to build anticipation, right? Honestly, starting your new track and bringing it in. So let's say I've got the filter right on and I'm kind of sweeping it in, right? And bringing the sound in gently underneath. I love doing that. Like you can come in under breakdowns. Oh man, it's cool. Let me show you now. Effects like loops, echoes, and spinbacks can sound really messy. If there's too much going on in the track when you trigger them, like it can sound muddy. So what I like to do is take out the lows as well on there. Like, you know, quite often people might have the bass down, but also you can just also apply high pass filter, and oh my God. So let's say for an echo or any kind of effect, add high pass filter, and it's just gonna make it like sound so much cleaner. And let's say you're doing climatic looping where you've set a loop and you're halving the loop and, you know, creating a big build up. Without high pass filter, man, like it's gonna sound like a machine gun.
When you act a fool.
So filters aren't just for covering up, man. They're creative tools that can elevate your transitions big time. Used well, they can add movement, emotion, and tension to your sets. And anyway, thanks guys. Cheers.